Hey guys, welcome back. So today I am reviewing my Picket Line Pale Ale. This is the beer that I brewed for the striking workers, mainly in LA. We are a union family, and if you didn't hear my whole spiel about unions, go to the Brew Day video. So SAG is still on strike. They're not getting the deal they wanted. We are celebrating that WGA did. My husband's union contract is up in, I think, next year. So we'll see if IATSE goes on strike next year and we can rebrew this beer. This is my final can of this beer. It's all gone. I sent out the final ones just a few hours ago, and it actually turned out pretty good, hence it leaving so soon. So this beer is my base pale ale beer. It's 2-row Pilsner, aromatic malt, and a little bit of caramel 10. And it's only one hop in this, so it's all warrior hops, because union workers are warriors. I'm so cheesy, I hurt myself sometimes. Warrior hops are a bittering hop, typically very American West Coast style, and not my usual tropicals at all. It's kind of a standard pale ale. Probably my most standard pale ale I've ever made. All right, let's just try it, right? So the grain really comes through in the aroma, but you also kind of get the, I don't want to call it like a standard hop flavor, but it's that aromatic lemongrassy almost. Not obviously as pungent as you would get with like a tropical hop, say more Cascade, and a lot of the New Zealand hops and whatnot are a lot more tropical. It's a pretty run-of-the-mill hop aroma. It's like grass, pine, lemongrass. It smells like beer. You do smell the grain though. The grain comes in through a little sweet, but this shouldn't be a sweet beer because we use Kvike yeast, and that will tend to dry everything out. And the reason, again, that I do that is because it's too hot in LA to do much of anything ever. So my fix is, if it's going to be above 70 degrees in my garage, brew with Kvike. And under pressure also helps, but Kvike is the real kicker. If you can see, this is a darker than typical, probably, pale ale. It's a very marigold color. Also, like, what does that even mean? I'm growing yellow and orange marigolds right now. Like, this is like in between the two. So marigold is really not a good color descriptor. Whoever it was that Pantone's fault? Who knows? Anyway. The head is like a nice creamy tan color. It looks like a beer that's got some caramel malts in it, even though it's the same as what I usually do. All right, let's drink this. Tastes like beer. That's my hot take. I guess I can get a little more descriptive. So the bitterness, that's what's really lasting in this flavor. It's got bitterness on the middle and the tip of your tongue, but it's pretty mild. It's not sharp at all. It's not IPA bitter. It is very pale ale bitter. It's like the muted, kind of run-of-the-mill, it's bitter, but it's not going to kick you in the teeth. When you don't use super juicy hops, it becomes very difficult to describe the flavor of a hop, because like it is the bitterness, but also there's some stuff in there that I don't know what to call. I would say it's a little grassy, like fresh cut grass is nice. That's a nice descriptor. I thought I would bring out the color wheel on this one, and then I forgot until just now. It's the bitterness is kind of resiny, piney, like weed, but in a great way. I mean, honestly, this does kind of just taste like weed. Cool. I guess that's what West Coast style is, right? I mean, we're a bunch of potheads over here. The sweetness does come through a little bit, but it doesn't compete with the bitterness in any way. I wonder, I bet if you did this with a, like a US-05 Chico ale yeast and did it correctly, which that's my issue, I bet it would be a lot sweeter. The hops would be much more muted. It would be much more balanced. Like, this is on the bitter side, but like that's how I like a pale ale. It's pretty similar to like Sierra Nevada, but I would say it's less bitter than that, but it's kind of the same balance. Yeah, the hops in Sierra Nevada are much sharper. This is like a very round beer. Don't know if that means anything to anyone, but what it means to me is that, like, when it goes in your mouth, it just kind of circulates. It, you know, it's not sharp. It doesn't like pinprick your tongue in any specific way. It's just a relatively mild beer, but it is extremely flavorful. And I love the balance. I think the balance is great. Sometimes I'll make a pale ale like this, and it's like you can barely taste the hops. They're not very bitter at all. And because this is a bittering hop, I think it actually lends itself really well to being put in this kind of, it's sometimes called a smash, single. Well, it's supposed to be single malt and single hop, I think, but I'm going to call it a several malts and single hop beer. So we'll call it a smash anyway, because I actually don't know if that's what it's supposed to be. Anyway, the bitterness doesn't really stick with you. It kind of dissipates. It's a really drinkable, easy to drink beer, and I dig it. And I'm glad it turned out this way, because I would hate to give beer to a bunch of people who aren't like beer snobs and be like, here's this beer that's gonna knock you on your butt. Good luck, like, marching and picketing. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I strongly suggest you make this beer, because it is great, especially if you're having a party with people who aren't beer nerds. This will be a winner, I promise you. Use the Kvike. Don't screw around with, like, okay, here, it's gonna be my final tidbit today. If you can't figure out why your beer tastes bad and you've only been using ale yeast, don't change anything, but try Kvike. Unless it's like an infection situation and then you gotta get your cleaning on point and whatnot, and you should probably just bleach everything. But people don't like when I say that, so I don't know. Don't bleach everything, run in your dishwasher on the sanitize thing. That works. You can do that. That's great. I pull out the top rack in my dishwasher all the time to run kettles and whatnot through. It'll kill things. That's an option. Yeah. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully soon. I got a lot of travel coming up, but we're gonna try. Okay, bye. And I don't know what it's supposed to be. Anyway. Oh no, my light! Come on, light.